Hello, everyone. My name is Ricardo Guerrero, here as a student in my fourth semester at Glendale Community College. And today I want to talk to you all about a very serious topic going on in the Middle East. I am, of course, referring to the Yazidi genocide and the Sinjar massacre event, which first took place in the first week of August 2014. ISIS, a militant organization from Iraq and Syria, invaded neighboring cities across northern Iraq, of which many had a substantial Yazidi population. Between then and 2017, the Yazidi faced bloodshed as they were ransacked from their homes, with many young children either taken in as ISIS soldiers if they were boys, or sold into the slave trade around the Middle East if they were girls. The Yazidi in a city of Sinjar were quickly forced to take refuge up the Sinjar mountains, where many still reside today, waiting for family members who were captured by ISIS to finally return home. However, the massacre that occurred in Sinjar city is a mere fraction to the damage that ISIS caused to the Yazidi community over northern Iraq. According to Ahmed Mohammed, an executive director of the Kurdistan Center of International Law, many more killings occurred all over Iraq during that same day, where, and I quote, approximately 400 males were massacred in the Yazidi villages of Kocho, and 67 male members of the Yazidi community were killed in the village of Oani. More than 50 bodies with visible signs of torture were seen near Dokhala village. 100 were killed in Kana Sor village in the Snono subdistrict, and 250 to 300 were killed in the Hardin area. In total, around 5,000 documented Yazidi were murdered, with many more families feeling the effects of the tragedy, with some of which either fleeing up into the Sinjar mountains or immigrating elsewhere away from the crisis. These ruthless acts of genocide by ISIS were a prime focal point for the organization in pursuit of ethnic cleansing across Iraq. According to Dave van Zunen, an independent conflict analyst based in Iraq, the Yazidis are some of the oldest religious communities in the Middle East and supports a monotheistic religion that is separate to those of the Abrahamic faiths, such as Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. An extension of Yazidism is that there is only one source of good and evil, and that is the choices that you make in your lives dictate where good and evil exists across the world. These unique philosophies that come with Yazidism is what leads to misinterpretation of the religion, with Yazidi often referred to as devil worshippers in Iraq, where they have been discriminated long before the events of the genocide. This misunderstanding of the Yazidi led to them being primary targets for ethnic cleansing as ISIS grew its presence and influence across northern Iraq. This started with ISIS conducting a strategic move against the city of Mosul, where, according to references from the Kurdistan regional government, and I quote, after capturing Mosul in June 2014, ISIS next unleashed its violence against the Yazidi communities surrounding Manshingao in the first days of August 2014. For those next few days, the Kurdish forces of Iraq, also known as Peshmerga, were overwhelmed and did not have the necessary resources to respond to such a swift assault to the villages across the northern region. This led to a response of aid from the U.S., where, according to the Kurdistan regional government, U.S. President Barack Obama of the time authorized airstrikes against ISIS in Shingal to avert an all-out massacre. Shortly afterward, U.S. planes dropped food and water to the tens of thousands trapped on the mountain. With the help of U.S. airstrikes, Kurdish forces were able to clear an escape route. The Yazidi genocide has since ended in the same month, but the effects still rumble up to this day, with many families still missing their children, either being abducted into the ISIS organization as soldiers, slaves, and forced wives. Now, about the people of Yazidi. These people are far away from us, very far away, residing on the other side of the world from here, with different views of philosophy, living a unique way of life that may be completely independent of ours. However, when human lives are at stake, when humans are losing their children to a system where they grow helpless as they are sent off to be either beaten, enslaved, raped, and murdered in order to be made an example of their faith. It is our duty as humans that we must support all life, no matter how far it may seem from our own problems. It is not our innate responsibility to seek these people out and provide them with care, but what is humanity without taking responsibility for those around us? In fact, the beauty of humanity is that even if individual problems do not concern us, our ability to take responsibility for others' actions is what makes us so great. We should not let others do what they please, yet that is exactly what happened on August 2014, up in northern Iraq. We must take down the criminal militants of ISIS and bring them justice. Yet we cannot if we do not start taking responsibility and letting their voices be heard through ours.